This is the Orion Nebula. This nebula, believe it or not, is supposed to be a galaxy. You see all this starburst? It's similar to the Andromeda galaxy. That's why the Andromeda galaxy looks like that, is because it's a star nursery. This nebula is not in the form of a spiral galaxy like all of the other spiral galaxies. And I think I know why. If I go back here and I look at my other images I have, here's a picture of Orion's belt. Betelgeuse is situated right there on the shoulder. And right there at the crotch area, the Great Orion Nebula sits. What does that sword have to do with that nebula? I know what it does have to do with it. It's a black hole. When Betelgeuse goes, I believe that whole entire star, I think that the whole entire Orion Hunter is going to collapse in on itself. It's going to look like this with the density waves. You see the density waves? When Betelgeuse goes, I believe it's going to fall down into that nursery and become a black hole. It will look like this. If I put it like this, it will look like this. So at night, when we look up, we're going to see Betelgeuse slowly falling down into the Great Orion Nebula. Soon after it's all done, we will have a spiral galaxy that big right there in the southeastern fucking sky at night. It will be the most fucking scariest thing to see, because if that happens, we better hope that it's not pointed toward us. For most people, like, what do you mean by pointed toward us? The nebula, if you take a microscope, a telescope, and you look at it, if it forms a black hole there, if it's pointed toward us, we're screwed. If it's not, we're good. Now, people don't have to believe me that this will happen in the future, but from what I'm looking at and the way that stars act, I believe that that's what's going to happen. And it might look like this at night. So say that that's where Orion's belt looks like. It would kind of look like that, but it's going to look different. I believe it's going to look like this. And a lot of people are like, well, why do you say that for? Because all of those are stars around that one star. And if that one star does go supernova, all them other stars are going to fall in. And if they all fall in, the nearest nebula to fall into would be the Great Orion Nebula. There's no other place to fall. And people say, what do you mean fall? When those stars fall, they're going to fall into that Betelgeuse is going to fall into the Great Orion Nebula. That's what I think is going to happen. His hand is going to fall right there, because that's where his sword goes in the first place. So that sword goes right there on his belt. And the only thing there that could mean is that Betelgeuse was going to fall down into the Great Orion Nebula. So in the future, I believe that we're going to have this in our sky at night.